Hey everyone, welcome to 2 Cent Movie Talk, where you get your movie talk from common, regular, everyday, average Joes that go to the movies like us. My name is Greg,
Nika,
and once again we're here to review one of your favorite blockbuster summer movies, or is it? Today's review, if you haven't noticed from the comments, is for the movie Skyscraper, which stars Dwayne Johnson,
Neve Campbell,
and a bunch of other characters that, yeah. And it's kind of my feeling for the movie.
Yeah. I didn't feel it was one of his best roles. I mean, of course, it was semi-interesting, but not really. I can't really say that I was all that impressed.
Yeah, I wasn't
by
really.
The movie.
Yeah, I wasn't really like blown away. I mean, I had the special effects aside, The Rock doing the Rock role aside. I mean, he did what he does.
Yeah.
I never really felt there was any high stakes, and that sounds crazy. They burned up a building. So, for those of you who haven't seen it yet or not familiar with it outside the trailers, basically The Rock is a former military soldier who loses his leg and goes into the private sector to become a private security expert. Mm-hmm. He's hired by his buddy, who hires him to go to Japan, or where the building is.
Well, he was living there.
Oh yeah, he was living in it. He was living
his friend hired him first.
Yeah.
But then him and his family were living in there to test the building out or whatever.
Give an assessment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it reeks of Die Hard in a 215-story building. But, I mean, I like Neve Campbell, and obviously I like The Rock. But I never really felt like they were in any danger. They put the kids, the family, in some very, very, very dangerous situations. So there was a lot of perilous moments. That sounds right. But you knew they weren't going to kill a kid in this movie.
Yeah.
And The Rock, of course, will survive beyond all me. So,
I mean, there were kind of a few moments where you were just like, woo, like that. But
yeah,
it wasn't anything, and I don't know if it just comes from us seeing so many movies throughout our lifetime. It was kind of predictable.
Yeah.
Just a little bit predictable. I mean, the building was awesome. Honestly, if they came up with that kind of technology, that would be amazing. But that piqued my interest more than the storyline.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. And the motivation of his buddy, who, spoiler alert, is working for the bad guy because he had no choice. Mm-hmm. His motivation was basically that, look, you got a family out of this and I got nothing. Yeah. They were all in this event in the beginning of the movie, which kind of was set up almost like did you really have to do it that way? Right. I mean, the way they set it up in the beginning made it seem like you could just say he was a war veteran who lost it. You could have told the story without showing it. You could have flashed back to it without showing it. And it didn't even make sense. I mean, it
was just kind of like the setup for the reason he lost his leg and the reason why his friend became a bad guy or whatever. But it was more so the fact that he just felt like he didn't have nothing, so he wanted the information that was at the top of the building in that secret vault or whatever. Sorry about the noise, by the way.
Yeah. It's a secret vault that has a flashlight that has all the information about all the bad guys in the world, and if it gets out, then we're all going to be in trouble. So I'm hired hitmen to come in, crash the building, get inside, and get this drive-by to be necessary. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah.
And they didn't think anybody was in the building, so then when they set it on fire, they realized the kids were in there, and then somebody from a distance, one of the bad guys from a distance turned off all the security features and all the, safety features and everything. So, that part was kind of like, oh my God, are they actually going to get out of the building? But like you said, it was kind of like you knew they weren't in any real danger. Yeah. Of course they weren't going to, this wasn't the type of movie where it's like, oh my God, the kid died.
Or the mom died.
Yeah.
They set it up to where you felt like this could possibly be a moment where one of them kicks it. But you knew it wasn't going to happen because it would have been so traumatic to such a fun movie, which is what the intent was, that it would have been it would have taken away from it. You don't want to have, oh my goodness, the wife died, but the kids did.
And I don't think I've ever seen a movie with Dwayne that he died in the end. I don't think anything that I've ever, even his early roles.
Well, he died in Scorpion King, but that wasn't really that was kind of
that was when role. He was still kind of wrestling a little bit.
He had that
little money thing going on. So I don't really count that. But he's never been in a situation where he's died in a movie, so I knew he wasn't going to die. Yeah. And I mean, how many times did Neve Campbell survive and scream? So you knew she wasn't going to die.
Yeah, so the two most bulletproof people. That's why I want my parents to be in that kind of situation. Right. So I mean, don't get me wrong. The movie has some exciting moments. The excitement is increased by the fact that he has one leg. And while they didn't go outside the box of being believable, you knew that some of these things were just ridiculous. You take that with an action movie.
Like him climbing over from the crane to the building and then being able to be saved by his leg. Like really, because nobody is that resilient to where they would survive on this tall building with a prosthetic leg. I'm just saying.
And the one thing they did, a lot of action movies do it, but I hate it when they do it. It's the good guy holding on with one arm. Yeah. If anybody has ever attempted to hold on to anything with one arm, even if a few inches off the floor, you know how difficult that is. Yeah. So to fall and then grab one arm, just hold on and look up and then look down, and you're still, Yeah. The Rock is like, what, 240?
And then being that high up as the building was, the air pressure is stronger. So I mean, blowing.
Like it was almost like, come on, dude, please stop using these cliche movies. Yeah. And this movie, I kind of felt like it was filled with cliche. Yeah. You can figure out how to get in this room. Okay, well, let me go on the outside of the building, walk around this building, then do this, do that. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, it was too much of that. And I get it when they were going for it, but again, they kind of go back to the Die Hard feeling for me.
Yeah. Yeah, but I've said that before that, Bruce Willis, I love him. I absolutely love him, but he's getting older. So, you have to replace, and nobody can replace Bruce Willis, but you need that next action star, because he can't keep doing movies like that forever. I mean, I'm pretty sure him and Sylvester Stallone are still going to keep trying, but I mean, they are getting older, and it's only so many more roles that they can do like that before it's just like time to quit. So you need somebody to fit that action-packed, drama-filled role, and he works very well in those type of roles. So, like I said, he will never be a replacement for Bruce Willis, and I'm not even comparing the two, but you need that type of person for those genre types of movies, I feel like. Yeah. So, and he fits. I mean, who else besides, like a Jason Statham, but he has specific roles that are not as similar to the roles that The Rock does, if that makes sense. But I mean, he just works in those roles like that.
The Rock is basically, in my opinion, today's what do you call him? He's filling the role of the hero. Yeah. I mean, the roles that Schwarzenegger, Stallone, and a bunch of others have filled. Mm-hmm. The difference between he and Jason Statham is a lot smaller guy. Yeah. The Rock can come in and fill in a movie. Like when you see him in Fast and Furious, he walks into a scene, he's not just the character and the personality, but he's the size and the physical intimidation, but as well as the character part of it, where he's a nice guy. Yeah. He can do Kindergarten Cop, or not Kindergarten Cop, but the Tooth Fairy. Which was, It wasn't
bad.
But
it was a pretty good movie.
He done a movie where he stretched those roles. You kind of feel he where the other ones.
Yeah, and I think he fits different generations because the little ones love him because he was a wrestler, and now that they see him in movies, and then our generation of people like him because he's an action star. Like, I didn't really follow. I knew he was a wrestler, but I didn't follow it. But like Cam and Autumn, so they're interested in seeing movies with him in it for that reason. Yeah. So
and I think that's the reason why we went to go see this movie, because we were choosing between we were going between two different ones, Ocean's 8. Skyscraper, and I think one other one. Yeah. And The Rock is the reason why I went to this movie. Yeah. I think if any other actor had stepped into that role, whether it been Clint Eastwood's son, Scott, or any other one, I'd be like, I would.
Probably would have waited.
Yeah. But he is a draw. Yeah. And that's the biggest piece of the movie. And that's why the rest of the cast is like Neve Campbell, The Rock, and a bunch of others that are significant, have been in their other supporting role characters, but. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't name them offhand without going to looking them up. Right. So he sold the movie. It could have been better, but
it works.
Yeah, it worked for him. Yeah.
It worked for him. It worked. I mean, Neve Campbell plays those roles where she's the damsel in distress. So
she was kind of tough in this movie.
Yeah,
though.
she was. I mean, she's had her moments in the Scream movies where she's always fighting for her life. So
yeah.
I mean, this was a role that wasn't kind of like a
damsel in distress.
Right. She held her own. She was that mom. I mean, she's getting older now. She could play those roles where it's like, okay, I gotta save me and my kids. Like, yeah. So
plus, she was in the military. She was a military doctor, but she actually had combat experience.
Yeah.
So when she's fighting the guy on the bridge,
right?
And I'm like, that dude looked really soft.
Yeah,
he thought he was coming in to take the kids.
Yeah, he didn't realize that. Hey, she had training too. Like
throat punch him or something. She throat punch him. Then he ended up getting
nothing like a throat punch.
Nothing like a throat punch to giggle and chuckle off him. So I'm gonna give this movie, and although I said it wasn't great, I'm gonna give this movie a C. I give it a C because The Rock was in it. The effects, the special effects, and the set, the scene they put him in, the scenario they put him in were pretty good.
Yeah.
It wasn't over the top to where it's like he jumped off the top of a building with a rope and then swinging through a glass plate with him. That didn't happen. But he did things that made you say, this is something that if anybody's gonna do, it's gonna be The Rock or Jason Statham. That's really it.
And you could see him being like this family man that was in the military and had this horrible thing happen to him, and now he has this regular job and doing this thing. It wasn't corny. Like sometimes they put him in movies and they have him playing like a really corny role. So I think he was more serious, just more down to earth, like a real dad you can relate to that just wasn't overly goofy. So he
got banged up in this too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so I think part of it.
Yeah.
So what would you rank it?
I'll probably give it about a C too. Yeah. I mean, I hate giving movies bad ratings when they have actors in it that I like, but sometimes it's not so much the acting, it's just the overall storyline. But I give it a C.
Yeah, the actors do the job that they're cast. They have to do. They play the role. They say the lines the way they are. They aren't going to say, no, this sucks. So and so changes. Some of them do.
Some do.
But I mean, for the most part, they're doing the role, playing the role, doing the job that the actor, the director rather, has set forth, has they put in place. This is the character. This is who they are. So you're just a vessel for this character. So The Rock made it better. But I'm still, it's an average movie. If I had to see it again in the theater, I wouldn't. We just watched Dolby Digital, right? Yeah, that makes a big difference.
Yeah, it does.
Because we went to the movie to see today. It seemed kind of plain because of that. But we'll talk about that movie later on. But the Dolby Cinema did enhance the feeling of this movie. The sound, the surround sound.
Because it had you, especially in those intense moments, and your seat was rocking, and just that sound, overall surround sound, it just kind of took you there. So I do like seeing certain things in the Dolby Cinema. But I do have one thing to say, and I've seen online, because I follow him on Instagram, and people are saying like, why is he in so many movies, blah blah blah, he's not that great, blah blah blah. But like you said, he draws in a crowd, and sometimes it's about the money. You know what I'm saying? Most times it's about the money. Yeah. So when a studio is making a movie, they're not going to make a movie just because the masses don't think he's that great or they don't think he should have these roles. They are trying to draw people in to make an income. That's their job. I mean, it's just like when you go to work every day, you do your job. The studios, producers, directors, actors, you're going to get a great cast to draw people in to see the movie. If he, like you said, if somebody else was playing, like if Jason Statham played the role, I think it would have went on another level, but I would still went to see it because he played the role. But like you said, the reason we went to see it because Neve Campbell and Dwayne Johnson were in the movie, and it made it the way the trailers went, it was very interesting. So, people are going to say whatever they're going to say, and everyone has an opinion, obviously, but you just have to look at things, and when you're comparing actors, you have to compare them on their body of work and not just the popularity of an actor, because you can have a popular actor who's a shit actor, honestly, and people like them because they're who they are for whatever reason. So case in point, and you make an excellent point. You look at like Johnny Depp, outside of Pirates of the Caribbean or Caribbean High, you want to say movies, hasn't had much success. As an actor, people like him, but not enough to sell tickets. Like his dollar return on movies is
outside of Pirates, it's low. But like with The Rock, I mean, although this movie I think is losing money, gonna lose money. But his drawing power per dollar is great. So it makes sense. Like you said, if you're gonna put a movie together, you want to get the best talent and the one that had the highest return on their investment. Will Smith for a while was at the top. Now you have Dwayne Johnson, Robert Downey Jr. from Marvel, and things like that. These actors.
I mean, can you honestly, and because we're going to see Mission Impossible in 2026, can you honestly see anybody else besides Tom Cruise doing Mission Impossible movies? No.
No, you can't.
You cannot. You cannot replace him because he's just Tom Cruise. So,
it's not saying that somebody replaced him would make a good movie.
Not saying
but
that,
it's that familiarity because that happened with the Jason Bourne movie when Jeremy Renner, who I love, stepped in and did that one movie. I thought that was better than the Bourne movies that.
Yeah, I did like Jeremy Renner a lot better than the other ones.
Yeah, but what's his name? I can't think of his name right now.
Why do we always
Matt Damon and
that's him?
No, Matt Damon. Matt Damon.
Yeah.
When Matt Damon wanted to come back with him in Greengrass.
But he did do the last one though.
Yeah, because the original director came back to do it, so Jim really kind of got, and then he came back. But that's a good point. So that's why you end up with rocket movies like this. So if he comparably, well, actually, to the comment you said earlier about people saying he makes a lot of movies, he does have a lot of movies out. But if you're making good movies, I think people will come out to see them.
Yeah.
Like Rampage. I went to this movie Skyscraper the same way I went to Rampage.
Yeah.
I was like, it's The Rock. He's fighting with an ape. What can happen? How bad can it be? And Rampage was fun. It was enjoyable. It was better than Skyscraper.
Yeah, definitely. We should have did a review on it. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we didn't do that review on that. but I mean, that just shows his power. I mean, the movie itself wasn't a good movie.
Yeah.
You could be a great player on a bad team and not win, but you still be a great player. He was a great player in a movie that wasn't as great. So that's why I give it a C.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's our 2 cents.
That's it.
Tell us what you think if you've seen it.
Yeah. Do you feel different? Below. Do you feel differently? Do you think other things about it could have been better? Do you think the movie was better if it was marketed differently? If different actors with other roles?
Or if it came out around a different time of year. What do you think?
Yeah. Give us your opinion.
That does make a difference, whether you think so or not. A movie coming out at a certain time of year does make a difference.
Oh, definitely. Imagine Black Panther come out 2 months later.
Yeah, or during Halloween or Christmas.
It would have never made the money. So
definitely not.
So there you go. Let us know. But that's like I said, that's our consider that movie, Skyscraper. It's still in theaters right now. If you have the opportunity, if it feels worth it, and you want to go see it, you're not going to be disappointed.
Yeah, we always tell you go see it.
Yes, and let us know what you think.
Yeah.
All right. So once again, this is Greg and Nika signing off for 2 Cent Movie Talk. To all you out there, don't forget to click subscribe for notifications. I don't know the buttons on it down here. So like and share and comment if you will. All right.
All right.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. All right.
Bye.